So recently, I've kind of gotten really into Spider-Man again, and it's because I started reading Renew Your Vows, like the actual comics, both ones. And those are, God, they're so good. A lot of people complain about a certain time skip that happens, but I honestly didn't really mind it. I quite liked it. And these are all the Spider-Man I have. Usually, I have a rule when it comes to characters that I only buy one per character, but I think Spider-Verse kind of, like the movie, kind of destroyed me in that all these Spider-Men are like allowed to live at the same time. I kind of did the same thing for Batman because I do have an Arkham Batman, which is my primary Batman, and then I have a Dark Knight Returns Batman because he is so very distinct. And yeah, these are my current Spider-Man: Insomniac, Spectacular, TAS, Noir, Spider-Punk, Miles from Insomniac, and Renew Your Vows Peter, because honestly the Renew Your Vows Peter is better than the current 616 Peter, so yeah. Oh, and there's Spider-Ham, but I don't really care about him. And then there's Spinneret here, who is just MJ, and what is happening is that she has like a gadget that kind of feeds off of Peter's powers, so she's able to kind of like borrow his powers at the same time he's using them. I mean, she can do like her own thing, but it makes perfect sense if you read the comic and everything leading up to it. So this figure is all right. I usually hear a lot about good things about the paint of this figure, but my paint is actually pretty terrible. Like I tried to, the paint like here, this line was really lumpy, so I've spent like the past hour trying to like repair it. And this bit, like this seam line here, was really horrible, so I've been trying to grind that down and kind of just paint over it. And then there's this big scuff here on the back, and yeah, it's I'm a little bit disappointed. This is actually my second Spinneret figure, and she turned out to be worse than the one I returned, which is kind of annoying. However, she does come with this awesome looking MJ head. I really like this head. I think the chin might be like a little bit too narrow, but I don't really mind it too much. And I think this is on the Sharon Carter body, by the way, and I think she makes for a really good civilian MJ. However, I would actually kind of like her to be able to have this haircut and the mask, but with a closed mouth, because I'm not really a fan of this expression. I think it looks a bit weird. So it just happens that I have two of these heads. So I was thinking of fusing these two heads together, and I was hoping to make this mask a separate piece, and I think the fuse point would be like around these hair bits that stick down, because unfortunately this isn't a direct hair swap, because as you can tell, maybe this MJ doesn't have any ears, and the ears are quite prominent on this figure. So hopefully I'll be able to make it work. Maybe it's gonna look like this, because I'm gonna try to hide the seam line as well as possible. But yeah, first off, we're going to heat them up. So here are the two hair pieces, and here are the two heads. And actually, funnily enough, there are ears sculpted onto this figure, but they're kind of not finished. They're just kind of like vaguely in the shape of ears. Like you can see, this one has so much more detail in the ears, and this one is just like the blob shape of an ear is there. So we're still gonna have to go through with the original plan. Also, there's some scuffing here. But yeah, I'm gonna try to cut, like do a straight cut here, and then we'll kit bash it onto this side here with the ear, and then we'll hope the bangs of the hair piece will, you know, cover everything up. And I've marked where the hair piece is like hitting the head, so hopefully that makes things a little bit easier. So, in a weird happenstance, things actually seem to work kind of well. I've got the two pieces here, and as you can see, they kind of fit in surprisingly decent. I mean, I still need to do some kind of, like, some fixes here and there, but the hairpiece is going to cover up, like, most of it. I'm going to have to cover up, like, these remnants of the old hairpiece. This is from the glue and the, you know, rubber hairpiece. when you heat it up and you pull it off, it doesn't ever come off cleanly. So I'm just gonna have to like gently sand away here, but we're getting there. So fused the hair pieces a little bit better, still waiting for the clay to completely harden, but in the meantime I think I'm gonna try to take this mask off and make it as thin as I can. And yeah, so I've partially hollowed out this mask piece, and now we're gonna do the majority of the cleanup, and for that I'm using my trusty Citadel knife. Okay, so here is MJ, well, the, like, mommy head, I guess. And unfortunately, a little mishap happened. This is the mask. As you can see, it's a little bit mangled. And it's because I couldn't actually come up with, like, a good way to, like, attach it, to, like, make it removable without it looking really stupid. I probably could if I left some more room up here, but then there would also be, like the issue of getting it in here. And honestly, I can't really be bothered. No, but like I'm fine with this. The costume is still like distinct enough, and I still like this head quite a lot. I might need to drill it out a little bit more because it sits a little bit too high. But other than that, I think it looks very good. I also repainted her eyes green. I don't really know if you can tell. It still kind of looks a bit blue. I think this head as it a little bit more noticeable. But I was thinking of, I quite like how the hair turned out here in terms of color, so I think I'm gonna change the hair on this one too. And I didn't actually do it this way on this head, but I'm gonna try some of this Nuln oil, and I'm just gonna do like a regular wash on the hair, and we'll see how that turns out. Because I really like how strong this red is, but I also think it is lacking a little bit of detail. So this black here helps with bringing out that sculpted detail. This is really awkward to do behind the camera. But you don't want the black to be like it's taking over the entire thing either. The tricky thing with a wash is you don't really know what it looks like until it's dried. But we'll just kind of hope for the best. So I figured I would go like the extra mile and just fill up these like peg holes, I guess. And to save some clay, I'm gonna shove some paper in here, just some tissue, and then I have some mixed epoxy sculpt here, and we're just gonna fill in the hole here. So as a little experiment, I just tried to like get it under the fringe, but it's just too, I don't know, I don't like it at all, so yeah. So after like undoing all the damage I did when I tried to glue the mask on, I had to like gently scrape it off with a knife, essentially like this, very, very carefully. I have gotten back to a stage where I think the head looks good, and it's just kind of like her mom cut, but I'm still happy to have it. I might at some point try to, I don't know, make a mask out of like photo paper, I guess, but like I didn't like the original head with like the weird smile. Like I disliked it so much that I wouldn't want to display her with it anyway, so I think this is just straight up more to my liking, even though I can't use it as like a masked spinneret anymore. And then I also have this head now, which I think turned out absolutely beautiful. As you can see, both eyes are painted green, and the hair's got a nice dark wash, so as to not make it look like this, pretty much. And yeah. really, really happy to have this MJ figure, well, MJ figures here with Spider-Man. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching.
Face it, Tiger. You just hit the jackpot. Come on, Tiger. Let's hit the dance floor. I want to see what you've got. Hey, guys. What's up?